Yeah. And we can get on with it. Let's see if this thing works. Save this, YouTube, refresh that. We are live. And put that there. All right. Make sure I have it right. Let me let Discord know we're live. All right, man. Let's get with the program, man. Oh man, Baller, what's going on? ASAP Vibes, what's goody? Yeah, we got a few things to talk about, man, and we gotta so what I was thinking was the homie All City Big Heck had an old tweet from Mike Wang, which came out on September 1st, and he addressed paint mashing, and he made it seem as if he'll fix it and make sure that that's not going to be an issue in NBA 2K23. So I started going through all of the old tweets, and there's a ton of them that we could review and determine whether or not they implemented a lot of the stuff. One, that they was aware of in the beginning of the year, and two, whether or not they addressed it at all. So we finna get into it. There's one in particular that I want to show you guys. It's gonna be the first one as soon as we start getting some more folks in here. I'm gonna see where we're at. Shout out to everybody in the stream. I appreciate y'all, man. Valerius, what's good? ZV, what it is? Bryson, I see you. Hate to say it, but 2K is going downhill. I kind of feel the same way. I ain't even gonna cap a little bit. I'm not gonna leave this up here. We'll put this down for now, and then when we're ready to review it, we will definitely pull up all those old promises from Mike Wang and 2K. 2K money hungry. Jamil, what up? What up, Jamil the King? Coins is out there tuning in for this one. What up? Yeah, we finna get into it. You know, when I start digging, things just start coming up. And considering that I'm somebody who's been doing content for so long in reference to 2K, it's like, damn, man, just stick to your word, because we got like recordings of this stuff, because we're covering everything day to day. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about 2K day to day. So of course I'm gonna remember if something was said or if a promise wasn't upheld. Zidan Dada's out there. What's goody? Kobe, Josiah, what up? Yeah, the rec uniforms are foul. Josh recognized the rec uniforms. Just add to the list of brain dead decisions by 2K. Mr. Right, what it is? Yeah, please hit that like button. Appreciate that, baller. The paint defense is god awful. This is Jamil the King. Jamil said the paint defense is god awful. Just played a guy making 100% contested layups. It's insane. And it's hard to see that when blocks are so far and few in between. So it's really hard to see somebody just lay the rock up right in your grill with a super smothered contest. And then your blocking animation on a 99 block build is not, like, you're not getting the animations in your favor at all. So it's like, why did you put 99? At least that's what you start thinking. Carolina, what it is? TJ, I see you. Blessings to you and yours as well. Thank you, TJ. They need to put more effort into current and next gen. I'm getting tired of 2K at this point. That's what Bryson Patrick had to say. What up, King Roz? What's goody? Smoking beard out there, Louisville beard out there. 99 block, and I still have problems affecting shots. Well, a lot of players, and there's no excuse, but a lot of players created builds to rim run. So what, in my opinion, what should be happening, if you created a build to rim run, then the center needs to be that much better, is what you're thinking, right? You know, the center needs to have, at least maybe there'll be a skill gap in centers and their IQ, based on IQ. Because it's a rim running type of year, mashing type of year, you're thinking only elite centers would stand out. And the way you usually make that determination or distinguish one center from another is how early they do their work. How well are they in position on particular drives, backdoors? How aware are they defensively? So those are usually the things that, determine if one center is better than another. And considering it's a paint mashing year, it should have been a great year for defenders. Where even if it's a paint mashing year, they're going to get so many more contests, than a usual year. That's not the case. All we see is brain dead offense going into the paint. And all we see is folks doing their work super early, getting there on time, and you're looking at your teammate like, what are you doing going up? The man is there. What are you doing? But they beat the system. They cracked the code. Just go up. Just press square, B. You good money. Don't matter if they're there. Just press square. So I could imagine a player who's taking advantage of these exploits of 2K, teaching someone else how to play the game, brand new to the game, just saying, just if you get into the paint, just press square, bro. And the dude's like, but there's a defender there. Nah, don't worry about that defender, bro. Just press square. Don't even. I could see that happening. The love of basketball is the only thing keeping some of the players right now. Chosen is out there. Scarface, what it do? Quick drop balls need to go. I have a 99 block and I can't. I'm not too mad at quick drops this year. I'm not too mad. They were definitely a heavy presence last year, but quick drops, I've seen quick drops get snatch blocked a couple times this year. So I'm not too mad at quick drops this year. You can block them. Is for those centers who don't do their work early. If they're trailing behind somebody driving to the rack, then normally quick drops ain't going to get blocked at all. But I have seen quick drops get snatch blocked this year. And it's, hey, $6.99 from Shane Don't Cap, the drone. Yeah, we talked about the drone yesterday. The drone was a terrible decision by 2K, and it's not even gonna, I don't think it's gonna hold up. I don't think the community's really gonna rock with that drone too heavy. What's good, brother? It's been a long time. May you and your family stay blessed. Thank you, Legend Killer. Appreciate that, man. Same to you and yours as well. The other dude, Thomas Dunn. Yeah, you can't be in great position and still get killed. Yeah. You can't be in great position and still get killed. All right, man, let's get with it. Let's get with why we're here. We're here because 2K made particular promises in regards to appreciate the super chat, by the way. Shane Don't Cap again. Appreciate that. We're here to talk about the promises that 2K made in the beginning of the year and see if they've upheld those promises throughout the year and the changes that should or shouldn't have been in the game. So we're going to pull up one tweet in particular, which should get the conversation going heavy. I'm sure you guys are going to go crazy in the chat. But this one conversation in particular, Congo King Alex sent this out. Said, let me pull it up. Sorry, yeah. I didn't pull it up. There we go. He said, Abaluba, will interior defense be buffed this year? Paint mashing overruled interior defense rating last year. Sent that out in the beginning of the year. And from what All City Big Heck feels, it says here, from all of our internal and external play testing sessions. So that was interesting in itself. That means they sent out play testing sessions to, I guess, maybe different companies or different groups of individuals for them to play test as well. And the internal staff play testing. He goes on to say, I'm pretty confident that mashing is dead. If there's still an exploit there, we'll patch it. So, think about that, y'all. Think about that statement right there. On the 1st of September, he said, from all of our testing, I'm pretty confident that mashing is dead. And if there is an exploit, if they find out that there's any sort of exploit, don't patch it. Light, nice and easy. Mad, casually just said, yeah, we'll patch it. Ain't nothing. This paint mashing, that joint is dead. It ain't going down. Negative, Kochi. Yes, put the cap in the chat. Man, oh man. I think All City Big Heck was right, man, when he put this in the Discord today and saying that this has to be the biggest cap of the year award goes to Mike Wang. Mike Wang, he said Mike Wang is out of touch with reality. Yeah, Cap. Put the caps in the chat. Facts, man. What up, Kenny? Big Cap. Kizzy. Go. Kurt Taylor. Cab. So, you wouldn't think if I had just made a video without this reference, like this tweet, we got a ton more we can go through. But if I would have never saw this and I would have just made a video saying, yo, but they said that if there's any interior mashing, then that they're gonna patch it. If I would have just made the video saying that without this reference, I would have been like, yeah, people brush it off so easily. But the fact is that the head developer for 2K is saying something totally different. All you gotta do is turn the game on. All you gotta do is turn somebody's 2K live stream on. You'll see it for yourself. If the developer saw any type of gameplay currently and wanted to keep his promise of saying he's pretty confident that mashing is dead. Is there any glimpse of mashing being dead in NBA 2K23? Like, is there even a slight glimpse of it? It's actually the preference for more players. So mashing is alive and very well. So he went on to say they'll patch it. Ayo, Trench Boy, what up, man? Slim, there's no competition. What up, Slim? For 2K, so they can throw out a half-baked and still get half-baked game and still get our money. And it's facts. Yeah, we was talking about that too. It's like we was talking about the reasons. Yesterday's live stream, we was talking about the reasons why there's no competition. And this could go off into a whole nother road. But we got a lot to cover in this in all of these tweets. But yeah, there's plenty of reasons why there is no competition in the first place, let alone there is no competition. If, like I said yesterday, if you're an investor and you're just looking at companies or potential businesses to open or invest in, and you look at the black and white paperwork for how successful 2K is with the development of this sports basketball video game, then you would think immediately money, because where there's one successful product, there's another company looking to develop a very similar successful product under different branding. So in this case, an investor will look at the black and white, the P&Ls and things like this, and they'll say, oh yeah, that goes without saying. Yeah, let's throw some money in that, because look at how successful 2K is. But for some reason, for basketball gaming, you're going to tell me no investor or group of investors have connected, or there's nobody coming out of college that said, I want to make something very similar to 2K in the last 20 years. Nobody came out of college and said, 2K has some sentimental value. I took up video game development in college, and now I just need to find investors. And these two people couldn't connect in 20 years? Nah. Y'all can't be telling me that. You can't be telling me that. So, there's reasons behind it bigger than probably what we know, why there's nobody what I'm getting at here is that there's a reason why nobody comes up under 2K for basketball gaming. And I think it's more is reasons financially, and is reasons in regards to politics, where I'll just throw this theory out to, cut to the chase. It feels like 2K is a bully of the industry. And I say that in the nicest way you can say that. They're protecting their product. It's probably the best way that I could describe it. They're really, really protecting their product. So when I say that, it's like, imagine somebody with limitless resources telling you can't get to your goal. So I think they shut the idea of anyone looking toward creating any level of competition in regards to basketball gaming. why Mike Wang disappeared for months. This happens every year. Mike Wang sells the game. I think he gets the go ahead from 2K like corporate, and they tell him, yeah, well, it's your time. You got to get on, social media. All hands on deck. People go onto social media to push the game. This happens every single year, and then Mike disappears. You can't tell me that you magically become this busy, and it looks like finesse, because in the beginning of the year you're super accessible, and which we're going to showcase right here as well. We're going to showcase the slowdown in tweets. And I understand Mike is a Mike is the head developer for 2K, so he got a lot of work to do, working on the next installment. But you can't tell me that you're nowhere to be found, like you just up and disappear. It's not a good look. For that, don't communicate at all and send a public representative, somebody to really be the face and to make the connection between the development team and the community. So this game literally designed to make money. That's it. And I think it's a little bit more than that, but they've become complacent. There was a time where 2K wanted, I think their hearts were in the right place. And I think some of them still have their hearts in the right place as well. But with the machine above them says, you got to make this happen. The machine above them said, the dudes up top that don't even understand gaming development or don't even ever even turn on a 2K ever in their life, the dudes up top who are just looking at the black and white and the money, they don't care about nothing. Like you said, it's about making money. They're the business end, as they should, in my opinion, as they should. That's why 2K, that's a big reason why 2K is successful, because of the machine that they built. But what I mean to say is, even if the development team, Mike Wang and everybody below him, felt like this is not right, man, like this is gonna ruin the experience, and they knew it's kind of ruin the experience for the gamers. This is not right. They're not gonna catch heat like upon the release of 2K. Like they'll get through all the stages of production. Is when 2K, the higher ups, end up looking at the black and white. When they end up looking at the paperwork, for the first quarter, and they see that their sales didn't generate what the previous first quarter generated, or the last few first quarters generated, then they're immediately coming down on Mike Wang and the whole team. Like, yo, y'all the reason why they're not making more builds. Y'all the reason why they're not buying boosts, and that relationship, what happened, I think what goes down now between the dev team, I don't think there's no pushback on their understanding and connection with the community. So you got one group of people trying to connect with the community to sell the game, like Mike Wang in the beginning of the year, and then boom, they're right back to doing the work for the higher ups. And I think that's a fair reality. I think that's a fair reality to consider. And hopefully help you guys look at Mike Wang and the development team a little bit differently. This is the nature of business, yeah. So they're in the business of making money. They're not in the business of entertaining you guys. Hopefully we get that through our heads. If there was in the business of having a certain level of integrity for creating the most amazing basketball game ever to grace sports video gaming, then we would have been light years ahead of where we are right now with 2K. And what makes me realize that is that we've had great installments already in 2K16, 17, 2K19, and 2K20. We've had great installments that were just so close to being it. I don't think gameplay was like a huge thing that we need to change for those installments of 2K. It was more so maybe, things you remember in NBA 2K20, the biggest complaint from the community. You know what the biggest complaint from the community was? I don't know if you guys remember that we got a very similar neighborhood from 2K19. That was the largest complaint from the 2K community. Why we get the same neighborhood? Like, what is this? Gameplay was not at the forefront of the 2K community's complaints or call for change. So if we already had gotten so close, then why are we going away from that? It's confusing. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, see what else is going on. So he asked about interior defense. I'll read this one more time for the new folks that are just tuning in. I appreciate y'all being here. Let me refresh this.
You might be asking yourself,
oh man, I don't want to do that. All right. So the homie asks, will interior defense be buffed this year? Paint mashing overruled interior defense rating last year. So Mike Wang responded, from all of our internal and external play testing sessions, I'm pretty confident that mashing is dead. If there's still an exploit there, we'll patch it. That's what Mike Wang had to say. And the reason why this is debatable is because, man, paint mashing actually seems to be the go-to for most players. They're creating their builds with a super high driving dunk because paint mashing is so alive and so well. So Big Hex said false advertising. Yeah, he said interior defense is horrible. They should bring back 2K20. I don't think interior defense has ever been good in maybe the last 5 years. But 2K20 wasn't terrible. Like, I think they've always needed to do work in interior defense. And every year I kind of give hope that 2K will just figure it out. Like, it'll just snap of the finger. They figure it out. And I feel like they're right there and they just refuse. There's something refusing. I don't know if it's the animations and getting people to motion capture again, and really honing in and separating these animations. I have a feeling it has something to do with that and motion capture and like almost starting from the ground up in regards to interior defense. But let's keep this thing going. Let's see what we could. Again, this is the beginning of the year. Is it the best to have layer timing off? Definitely try both. No. All right. Let's see if we could catch some more weird stuff. Says here, stretch bigs can be very effective. 75 3-point might be a little low for most people, but if you're really good with the shot timing and take wide open J's, you can be a threat. Do you feel that's cap? Does anybody feel that that's cap? I was reading this one here. If you guys see, I feel like that's a fair statement that upheld. I think that statement upholds to what we're experiencing. Kyle Grant said they're walking around with glizzies on their head. Yeah. So let's keep this thing going. See what else here. Let's see. I think he probably replied here. Can we expect to make bills? This is from Braden. Oh man, Braden, this is not good. I'll just read it off. This is from Braden Cox. He says, can we expect to make bills that are evenly spread to do multiple things, or with the attribute points, or will the attribute point system, I think he meant to say, would point system, will we fall into making role players and work as a team? I think that was a fair question and a fair assessment from Mike Wang when he said, I could see it going both ways. You can spike. I don't know if you guys see that. Yeah, you guys see that. You can spike a couple towers and be great at fewer things. And what he's referencing there, spike a couple towers, is your attributes. So you could kind of raise those really high in particular areas of your game and be good at a few things, or you can choose to be more well-rounded and just good at everything. He says, I think teams that build role players and work together will be more successful than a team of do-it-alls. But he said he's just speculating. So I think that was a fair assessment. I don't know if you guys agree. I think so far that holds to be true in regards to Mike Wang and his expectations for at least what I see as well. In my experience playing 2K, it looks like if you create players that are more well-rounded, you can be pretty much good at everything, like Mike Wang said. But you can create those players that are just amazing at one or two things. I'd be shooting with an 82. I'll just read it as it says it here. It says, I'll be shooting with an 82 through ball, Claymore on gold, and volume Hall of Fame, green machine, and corner gold, catch and shoot gold. that I and still get slightly early on full bars wide open. As that's the case for everybody. I would like to mention that I've noticed in NBA 2K23 that shooting is probably the most consistent it's been in years. So at least my experience playing 2K23 has been really, you have had inconsistencies, not that you haven't had any level of inconsistencies, but shooting has been pretty solid all year for spot ups. Is very different for primary ball handlers because their stamina is constantly fluctuating, especially at the point of taking a shot. So it's very different because when your stamina fluctuates, your timing on your shot fluctuates as well, and dramatic differences between having a full stamina bar versus having and your adrenaline boost bars, but your stamina bar being low, very different shot timing. So let's see what else we got. Do you think sharpshooters? Let me see if he responded to that. Sharps are going to be. Do you think sharpshooters would be great this year? I felt like last year, since everyone could shoot, sharpshooters weren't really necessary. Sharps are going to be very important assets this year. Trust me. A lot of people are going to struggle to shoot. Ain't that ironic? I just said that shooting is probably the most consistent. It's fairly easy for a lot of players in NBA 2K23. And then I pull up Mike Wang's response and he says, Sharps are going to be a very important asset this year. Trust me, a lot of people are going to struggle to shoot. How many of y'all struggling to shoot? Too many sweats hogging every court, especially if you play with randoms. Facts. Kyle Grant said took the bar away. Everyone could shoot this year. Facts, Thomas. I feel like everybody can shoot this year as well. That's what it looks like. It feels like that. I've had multiple players out there with very 3-point attributes from high to low. And I don't mean super low, but I think my lowest is a 79 3 ball on one of my bigs. And I shoot like a person with a 79 3 ball. And sometimes even way better than that. So I think shooting is easy. Amanda said the struggle. 2K Sensei said, yeah, I shoot consistent with a 73 ball, step backs and everything. I find it annoying that instead of hitting slightly late, slightly early, the green window gets big while open, which makes it harder to tone into my jump shot when I have such freedom of when to release the ball. Well, I guess the first thing that I'll say to that A-Train is take off your shot meter. I don't know if you're referring to like looking at the actual shot meter animation and you're trying to time that jump shot, but it's deceiving because there's so many things to factor in, like latency and stuff like that, lag. It's the shot meter is misleading, yeah. As you can see from the homie's comment, the shot meter is misleading. It's misleading you guys. Don't use your shot meter to learn your shot. That's I know I hear a lot. I've said that. I know a lot of people say that. Get on out there, put on the jump shot you've been shooting most consistent with throughout the year, whatever jump shot that is. Hit the lab, get your animation cue. Either your hands on the release of your hands, get a cue on your animation, and as soon as you green that joint, just make sure you shoot. So your shot meter somewhat becomes different. Instead of looking at a shot meter animation going up and down, you just, the only difference is you're looking at your player going up and down, maybe his arms going up and down, and then when you nail that cue, the actual animation cue, it's very similar to having a shot meter on, because if you hit that cue consistently, you're going to be shooting lights out. Yeah. Being a good shooter is perfecting your form and release. Facts. 2K knows if NBA Live drops, they will get a major decrease from consumers. Yeah, well, that's, I mentioned that yesterday. That's not going down. NBA Live is disbanded. I don't know if they've gotten back together, but it doesn't look like we're going to get an NBA Live, yeah. Season 4 rewards are a punch in the throat. Let's see what else, because I tell you, man, this joint gets the conversation going. Favorite layer packages. The current gen builder was built off of NBA 2K22's next gen builder. That's facts. Even fully maxed out field goal percentage should be significantly lower than what you saw in 22. He made a change to where if this is interesting. Here we go. Man, I know Big Man Bill's about to sound off on this one. At least we got a badge point. Yeah, at least we got the badge point at 39 again. That's big facts. It's easy without meter. I don't know how people use it. Yeah, it's pretty easy without the meter. Again, came down to learning new mechanics and adjusting to the newest gameplay. Make us better as gamers. Mike Wang said, we made a change to where if you bite on a pump fake, there's a cooldown timer on the landing, during which it's much easier to get blown by. Man, sound off in the comments. Sound off in that chat. Man. There's no, 2K is disrespectful. There's no 3 seconds. That joint is broken. You pump faking multiple times in the paint, and then you don't have no 3 seconds. You get to pump fake all you want, and then you penalize the defense, which is what we're seeing. This is the main reason why a lot of big man's complaints have been this year in particular. I make a contest and the offense gets the ball back. I get a good contest. The offensive player does makes a dumb decision and trying to go up on me, even though I'm right there in the paint, hands up, or I jump and get a good contest. But the ball glitches right back to the offense. This is your answer right here. Your answer is right there. We made a change to where if you bite on a pump fake, there's a cooldown timer on the landing. There seems to be a cooldown timer on every single landing, even if you jump properly. And this is what I mean by 2K. They introduce a mechanic, but they don't factor in the realism of basketball. And when they introduce these mechanics that are supposed to bring realism to basketball. Instead, we're getting cooldowns on damn near every single jump animation, and Pogo Stick ain't doing its job, the job that it's supposed to do. Pogo Stick on Hall of Fame will make you a better, like you'll get more convenient animations. But when your convenient animations are so small in comparison to unfavorable animations, then you're like, well, Pogo Stick did something good for my player, but it didn't do enough, is what you're thinking. At least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. And look at the comment right under it. It says, so Pogo Stick is trash again. Now, what did I say? It's so crazy. These people, I'm reading this, I'm speaking this stuff, and then I go read something else that was said, and sure enough, that's exactly what they came up with as well. Logic, and the homie's name is Logic. Logic ended up responding to that comment saying, so Pogo Stick is trash again, is what you're saying, Mike Wayne. Because how do you put a cooldown on the defender? What is the point? Is that is that how you address poor mechanics in 2K? You put a penalty on a defender for biting? Okay, if he bit on the jump shot, if he bit on the pump fake, then that means he's in the air when I go up. You don't need to put a cooldown on because he bit, because he jumped at a pump fake, he's already in a worse off position, so I should get a more convenient animation. Do you guys get what I'm saying? He's already off timing. It's like someone swiping for a reach animation at the wrong time. That's now the offense has favor. You get what I mean to say? So when someone jumps in the air on a pump fake, then he's already in a better position. The dude with the rock is already in a better position to score 2 points. But you don't then make that happen. The defense already made a bad decision to jump at the pump fake, and then he lands, and there's got to be a cooldown next. What in the world? He lands, and then Now now the penalty hits when he lands. So now the defense gets a penalty, and what we're seeing happening here is that they're putting that not only on pump fakes, they're putting that cooldown on every single jump, even if you have a favorable defensive contest. So, of course, that's the 2K way. You know what I mean? Mike Wang on vacation. Yeah, Mike Wang ain't trying to hear nothing about 2K23 changes. What are you talking about 2K23 gameplay? He's like, that was last year. We talked about that in September. It's over with. I'm out of here. Let's see what else they're talking about, man. That's crazy that Logic said, so Pogo Stick is trash again in reference to that, because that's exactly where the same road I just went down ranting without even seeing that comment. Again, this is September 1st. Easy fix, make the cooldown faster based on the perimeter defense. Well, yeah. The easy fix for me in regards to that statement, the easy fix for me is get back into the animations. In other words, if someone jumps, right? You get somebody to jump, whether it's on a jump shot pump fake or in the paint pump fake. The fact remains that when somebody jumps, if you get an IRL, if you get somebody to jump, the offense is already at the advantage. They have that advantage. So all you need to do is make sure the offense and next animation is fast enough to beat the defense before they land. Do y'all guys get what I'm saying? So in other words, if I pump fake and I'm at the 3-point line, I pump fake, and then the defender bites on a pump fake, I blow past them. Super easy, right? So we see it sometimes when we're playing 2K. So just make sure if I get somebody to pump fake in the paint and I go up after that, the second he jumped and I didn't jump yet, then I'm already in favor. So it should be easier for me to score those 2 points. But you can't offer that option until you honor the 3-second rule, because the defense can't. All right, if I'm a defender like me in the paint, I'm counting the seconds. If you pump fake once, pump fake twice, I'm thinking you only have one pump fake at most before 3 seconds is called. But that's not what's happening, and 2K is not honoring the 3 seconds, so we're getting this weird stuff happening in the paint. Giant Slayer with Akabe still finishing tougher layups more than Kyrie. Yeah, it should allow offense to blow past. Yeah, bro, it's a problem when their main selling point every year is we find. Who was that? C or SI said, bro, it's a problem when their main selling point every year is we finally fixed 2K's gameplay. That was good, man, and made it more sim. That's big facts. Appreciate that, Kurt Taylor. Why NBA Live got that on point. Well, that's why NBA Live got that on point. Like, we're 23 games in and we're going backwards with the game mechanics. One of the things that I've been complaining about heavy in NBA 2K23 is the physics. I wonder if they talk about anything about physics. You could take out the option to turn off layout time. I don't know. Okay, here we go. And it did. This facts. It did. I have posts that Hall of Fame and I still get burned. Facts. Yeah, I was just talking about that too. That these things are happening to players with the highest level tier 3, highest badge point investment badges equipped on their player. Tier 3, Hall of Fame, 8 badge points. And we got these badges equipped on our player, and it's like, hold on a second. Why did I grind to get these badges when the mechanic is broken? Because there's not much difference to not having the badge on at all versus the animations that you get when you put a ton of badges on. The 3-second rule is non-existent. It's really like 8 seconds. Crazy how many pump face base can do down low. Facts, man. That was Drift Under Fire. Crazy Ghost. My favorite part is when someone's down there with you and you get 3 in the key, or when you're not in the paint, but they call you. That's happened quite often this year. Folks are stepping out the paint, and when the whistle blows, you're looking really quick to see who's in the paint, and you dead see nobody in the paint, but the whistle got, like, they blew the whistle. You're like, hold on a second, what in the hell? What are we playing, 6-on-5? Is there ghosts out there? What up, Donnie? They make you pick flowers for 500 VC. What does that have to do with the NBA? That was from J Frog. How do you come back more? I'm like half beat. Is it the Andara? The loose balls always going back to the offensive player. Yeah, I was talking about that, Loner. We was talking about that a little while ago. And that's what really started us, because we got into pogo stick and all of that. Well, we found out why the loose balls go into, and pause, by the way, why they go into, well, back to the offense. And that's because 2K has incorporated a cooldown for the defense. In animation, that if they get caught on a pump fake jumping into the air, they're getting put into a cooldown. It just seems to be that cooldown is actually affecting every single jump animation instead of just the pump fake, because 2K is not registering from the defensive player. They're not registering what the offensive player is doing. So when that defensive player jumps, it doesn't know that that came from a pump fake from the offense. This is why you cannot penalize the defense in any way. Do y'all get what I'm saying? There was no way for 2K to separate and know, as the defender standing there, that this person pump faked. So how does it determine that you jumped on a pump fake versus you just jumping regularly, like without, for no reason? It won't be able to determine that unless there's actual connection when 2K starts, you know, putting those animations. Remember, 2K, this animation based. It ain't like your player is really knowing that another player is right in front of them. Do you get what I'm saying here? The only time you see connection between the offense and defense is when 2K takes over and puts you in an animation. Otherwise, you're controlling everything. Why we get rid of the pass catch badge if you're gonna make us catch all goofy? Yeah, catch animations have been terrible this year as well. Again, things that weren't in the game. Why are they here? Let's see if they address any of that stuff. A lot of people ask what 3-point rating is needed to be consistent. Mid 80s, I think that's a fair assessment. The cooldown has to be the dumbest ish they could have added to the game. Facts. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like pure gameplay 2K16 was the peak. I thought that as well for a long time. 2K16 was the peak, the most fun I've ever had on 2K. But then when you look back at like the 2K19 and 2K20 experiences, it's like, man, those were really good peaks as well. It's quite possible 2K16 was the peak, but and it was the peak for gameplay and for the fun factor, in my opinion. But I don't know. I think 2K19, 2K20 had that fun factor as well. Does losing adrenaline boost affect the speed of your shot? Okay, that's facts as well. You guys know that. What I'm reading right here, it says, does losing adrenaline boost affect the speed of your shot? Mike Wang responded, no, but low energy does. If you guys don't know, I think is up to an 80% slowdown in your shot. It's up to like an 80% slowdown in your shot when your stamina is low, and is up to 2 notches of speed. Imagine you're creating a custom jump shot and you're raising your jump shot, the speed of your jump shot. It's like 2 notches of a speed increase when a defender is close by. You're trying to shoot with good stamina. So these shot timing fluctuations really affect, you know, the speed of your jump shot. Playing with randoms in the rec is just horrendous. It just makes me not want to play anymore. Yeah, join our Discord, Jesse, if you haven't yet. Type ! Discord if you guys would like to join our Discord community. Maybe you'll find some good players to run with in there. We're right close to 25,000. I don't know exactly where we're at, but we're right there. Jolay, appreciate the $5 super chat. He says, or she says, I'm not sure, but it says, keep up the good work. That this game defense, this paint defense needs to get buff. Facts. AJ Breezy out there. But facts, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat. How are you liking the new jerseys in the rec? Rec is the only way to hit 40. Is the easiest way. I find it the easiest way. And how do you guys like the dunk meter? I wish there was a different way to do it. I don't like the up and down. I don't trust the stick to perform tasks that are supposed to be like extremely responsive. I don't trust the stick, especially a flick up and a hold down to get your meter to pop up. I don't like it. That's why I've never trusted the stick to shoot. Adrenaline boost, they did incorporate it wrong. Who said that? Drift under fire. Only good thing are the jerseys. The dunk meter is so stupid. Yeah, I haven't used the dunk meter much this year. And it's like I want to, but it's not a natural thought process to commit to in 2K. You know, flicking up and down to get a dunk is not something that I don't think is. I loved the idea of just using your stick to, you know, go up with a right-handed dunk or go up with a left-handed dunk, or even perform like the hop steps in 2K20 where you hold diagonal down to the opposite direction to get a nice hop step. But you know, it's so weird in my opinion, the action of flicking up and down. It doesn't feel natural. And then like you're thinking, for me, when I try to do it, you feel like your finger slips. Do you guys know what I'm saying? It feels like your finger slips off, and you need extreme precision when you're going into the rack and trying to commit to a particular dunk animation. 1999 from Sydney Green. Appreciate the $20 super chat, Sydney Green. Salute to you. Whatever they patch, people's gonna complain. Yeah, yeah, they nerf steals, but no buff to the paint. Appreciate that, Sydney. Salute to you. I love being able to just connect with y'all, man. 238 in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Bring back the old 222 dunk meter only. Yeah, they just need to leave the dunks. Like, I think they find it extremely difficult to create a natural action that players can queue up in regards to adding control to your dunks. They did great with the shot stick, with just being able to kind of you know, using your right stick to choose a right-handed or left-handed dunk, or up for two hands, down for flashy. That was great. I had so much fun using it that way. But since 2K21 got us all into quick drops and just pressing square, same with 22 for the most part, I used to always use my stick to dunk to add control, but those 2 years messed me up. That now I'm got used to just pressing square and just putting the correct animations on your player. Uh, it limits a little bit of control, but I don't know, man. 2K just felt like it messed me up. 2K is just becoming gimmicky, and that's when money. It seems like money is taking over. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what else so we can keep this conversation going. The badge function is the same no matter what tier it's in. Okay, yeah. Do badges that are in tier 2 with the same as if they were the tier for, let's say, a 6-9? I got Hall of Fame glove. And all right, yeah, we already know that. I'll be stream hopping. So again, this is Mike Wang's tweets in the beginning of the year before he disappeared. Like we all know, Mike Wang is gone and we haven't seen him in the longest. And this is how active he is when they want to sell the game. And every year we hear, well, Mike Wang's, he's going back to work on the next year's installment. And then we get the installment for the next year. And it's like, hold on, didn't you say you was working? What do I got in front of me? If you was working, that, like, you think I forgot? Homie, you told me that you was working. How come this joint ain't done? How come 2K23 ain't done? How come 2K21 was like not even barely just broken? You know, and every year it disappears as if they're going to be working on something. They did add a lot of new things. We get that. You know, they changed the city and the design of the city. But we ain't asked for that, man. We ain't asked for that. I would love to go back to the days where one of my biggest complaints was the aesthetic of what, like the environment we're playing on. That used to be the biggest complaint. Gameplay was not like that large of a complaint. 2K was that you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. When aesthetic used to be the biggest complaint, and then as the years pass, when the development team has more experience with the game and easier ways to connect with the player, the easiest, if any ever, like any year 2K was ever in development, as it stands right now, 2K has the ability to connect with their player base easier now than ever. They have a larger following. Everybody's just a tweet away. You know, it's just an easy way to connect. You got a bunch of creators who create content about 2K, and then you can get to read the comments. So there's so many ways for 2K to connect, but why are they showing that there seems to be a larger disconnect? We had fun already. The game was already fun. Our biggest pet peeve, 2K players' biggest pet peeve was the aesthetic, what everything looked like, the environment that you was playing in. Damn, I wish I had a different park. Damn, this park was dope. Or, you know, a big complaint that we had was things like lag and super high latency. 2K has adjusted those things. And when 2K made that adjustment, of course, it's going to increase the player base, easier to make microtransactions. But if you go back to focusing on gameplay and making it fun again, the microtransactions are almost guaranteed to increase to the highest of the high. I think 2K thinks that they're finessing us. And we're like, homie, you're not finessing us. We just ain't got no competition. So we got we love basketball, so we ain't gonna spend money on nothing else. No, am I wrong? All he wanted was 2K16 park styles. Am I wrong? The folks at 2K has lost a future investor for sure. Tyson Turner said that. Facts. I could see that, man. The old Legend Grind too. I would appreciate them going back to the old Legend Grind as well. Crazy Ghost say, you remember when affiliations had their own perks? Yeah, I do remember that. I'm definitely a veteran of 2K. You had the Flyers, and the Flyers perk was their dribbling. If you guys don't know this, man, if you're new, this might be interesting to y'all. Each affiliation had their own environment, right? And you simply just walk, like, because it was a smaller neighborhood, you simply just walk to where it says Flyers, and boom, you travel to their neighborhood. It instantly puts you into their environment. And they had like special perks for the affiliation that you chose. Not just it just wasn't a name or namesake. Uh, each affiliation, like the Flyers had the dribble, they will get better dribbling. So like playmakers would probably want it to go. It's Old Town Flyers, right? Yeah, yeah. So uh, they will get better dribbling, and when they got hot, the ball will be on fire while they dribble, right? So that was dope. That was an automatic thing for joining the particular affiliation. River City had the dunking, so the screen would like rattle when you're dunking. Um, and they had like their perk was just being able to finish. That was the perk for joining uh, River City. Some more rim running type of players and mashers out there would join River City. And Sunset Beach Ballers always were the shooters. And when they shoot, when they're hot and they shoot, the ball is on fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you get what I mean to say? So those type of things, doesn't that just sound like fun to y'all? Like, doesn't it just sound dope? Whoever was back then, whoever it was back then that had created these ideas needs to come back in, or you know, you could see the politics happening at the office where, because you know this was once in the game. So if I'm thinking of an office setting and thinking 2K office setting, I'm like, well, the developers probably had all these great ideas to implement, incorporate into the 2K experience for gamers because they saw how much fun the player base had in earlier years. Then what would change? Why did that fun factor just hit a brick wall? Like, where did it stop? They already had these ideas way back when. And we're not talking about like last year or the year before. We're talking about way back when. So if they already had that, why did it halt? It just feels like there's a lot of politics being like taking place in the office where the development team has these super great ideas that they want to incorporate, but it doesn't equate to money. It's not conducive toward earning funds. So I think they end up having trouble with introducing these ideas and not presenting a way in which these ideas generate income. And I wonder if that's what happens at 2K, that each idea that they want to incorporate into the game, they have to come up with like a whole laundry list of reasons as to why that idea would generate income. That's the only thing I could think of. But I'm not trying to be on no rant. I'm just really... Hold on, we got to go back in there. There we go. Let's see. Oh, the curry cigs. And ironically, the homie asked about the curry cigs, and I upgraded to 92 ball handles. And Mike Wayne responded, depends on what you're looking for. You got to be 6'4" or shorter for his dribble style and 6 size up. His size up escape isn't releasing till season 4, so they upheld, and I didn't remember that, but they did release the size up escape for Curry. Everything else should be there. So this is interesting. Little NBA 2K23 shooting tip. Your shot will be a little faster than normal when defenders are nearby. $2K, it's not a little faster, 2K. It's not a little faster, Mike Wang. NBA 2K Labs tested this and reported that it's actually up to 2 notches of speed on your custom jump shot. So if you're creating a custom jump shot and you're increasing your speed 2 notches, that's how fast, that's how much is increasing your shot speed when your shot will be a little faster than normal when defenders are nearby. And on the flip side of that, noticeably slower when your energy is low. So I think I could be mistaken about this number, but I think NBA 2K Labs put the percentage number of about 35% faster when a defender is nearby. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what they said. And I'm I'm trying to match up what NBA 2K Lab tested versus how Mike Wang is choosing the words to use when he's referencing a little faster. So a little faster to Mike Wang is 35% faster. That's a little faster to Mike Wang. And then when Mike Wang says noticeably slower, which means like the player base is going to notice that there's an extreme slowdown when their energy is low, NBA 2K Labs put that number at up to 80% slower. Which is like, that's just insane. Do you guys get that? That's an insane number. 80% different time, like 80% slowdown in your shot is like double slowdown in my shot timing, like my shot speed. That is just an insane. 35% is already super high to increase that speed. 80% on a slowdown is absolutely insane to even think of a number like that. So, and that's an interesting thing to say too. The homie Tyrone Turner said, I feel bad for people who barely could afford the game. Can't keep up with Boost, Gatorade, BS. I've been practicing without my avatar. Yeah, but yeah, that's a very true thing. I don't, I wonder, I wish I could like create a survey or some type of census on the amount of players who actually wanna play the game but just can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like they see their friends talk about it in school, or you're worried that if you don't have enough. I wish we could get those stories in. I wish we could just create a video of like a ton of kids telling their story as to why they can't play 2K because of how expensive it is, how taxing it is, and the ridicule that some kids may go through. And sound off if you're one of those kids in the chat. If you guys go through ridicule in school, say you have NBA 2K, but you get ridiculed by your friends, or they don't want to play with you because you can't afford boosts. Like your mom is not going to give you $20 to play the game for one day. When we was coming up, you couldn't get $20 from your mom to go to the arcade. You crazy? You think you're going to spend $20 at the arcade where you had a ton of games to choose from? Hell nah. The game that you bought at home costs $20. 2K is trying to tell you and your parents that you have to pay $100 for the game and then spend another $50 to $100 to get your player up to par, and then spend $20 every couple days to compete. Which, the more fortunate youngins out there, their parents are able to get them 2K23 and get them boosts. So a lot of kids are not going to want to play with somebody who doesn't have boosts if it's really affecting, like their win percentages and things like that. Yeah, my mom would have smacked me for asking facts. Yeah, that's what Ugly said. Bruh, season 4 is trash. Like, what made them think the rec jerseys was okay? Yeah, I was talking about the rec jerseys as well. And that's another thing. It would be an awesome idea for us to be able to give away VC, transfer VC. Why isn't that an option? I know you could purchase like a card and send it to somebody, but that should be an easy, quick fix in the game. Share VC. You put in the name, transfer over. The same way in which we purchase VC from 2K. So you're right. I think Tay said 2K really not for kids, right? And I'm glad you brought that up. Tay said 2K really not for kids, and it's obvious it's not for kids, right? Because grown folks with jobs would be in the best interest for 2K to target because they got money. They could put their card down instantly and quickly make a decision as to when they want to purchase VC. So I believe the same thing, that 2K's best interest is not to target the younger player base. But then what would be the reason for 2K introducing a quest where you have to put a glizzy on your head? I'll wait for that answer. What would be the reason for 2K? If 2K knows that the money comes from their more adult player base, why do you dumb down the game in the first place? If 2K knows that their target for creating or generating more microtransactions would be a more adult player base, why the hell would we wear a glizzy on our head? To clown us, unscripted, to clown us. You said it right, man. To troll us. Why the hell would you think grown folks would want to put a glizzy on their head? But it's facts, though. You know, I'm not trying to be a party pooper here, but it's facts. You know, we know 2K is money hungry. You're not targeting kids being money hungry. That's not their goal. They know the good majority of people who spend money are more grown folks that have a job and have a card on file. So they make those transactions quick. I'm sure they have the analytics. Anybody gets. I study my analytics for YouTube, so I can imagine the analytic team for 2K that monitors all these numbers. So they know who they're targeting. They know who their target demographic is, point blank, period. That is talked about extensively. If you guys don't believe it, 2K is a business. So that is talked about extensively. They know who their player base is, but they still say, yeah, we finna put glizzies on their head, bro. Trust me, that'll work. Give them a burger hat. Give them a burger hat. Call them burgers. Yo, they be trolling. We had the quest promoting the glizzy in my career. Yeah, I know that's what it is. I know. But the thing is, I never did that quest. So that's what I'm getting at. I know it was a quest, but why was that a reward, or why was that a part for your quest? I get it. I know it was a vendor, but it's so weird to say that. Like, yeah, put a glizzy on the making us play dumb story that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, I feel the same way. They need to get rid of that storyline. Things that, if 2K could relinquish the whole my career thing. Let me put this down. We could pull up the Mike Wang tweets because it seems like we're vibing out right now. Yeah, what do you guys think if 2K got rid of the overly extended my career storyline? And this year in particular, I didn't like the overly extended my career storyline because it forces you to watch these scenes or have to go to these particular point A to point B before you're able to play your next game. Like, let me just play the game. If I don't want to do the story, I don't do the story. But let me get in the NBA, do what I need to do. I don't want to in between cut and have to do anything else. I want to play back-to-back games. Like, there's homies out there working 9 to 5, 40 hours a week with a couple hours when they get home. They don't need no in-between time. And we already kind of figured out that the player base is the target demographic for 2K is going to be more like a working person. Somebody who has money, at least. Somebody who's able to put money in a card or have money they're able to put something on file and make those transactions. So we know that to be the case. I have completed the main quest mode for acceleration perk twice. X6 games and started. It would allow room to improve the actual gameplay. Thank you. If they got rid of the my career storyline, it would leave so much room for them to focus on something else. These are voice actors. They even put them through motion capture. So they have them come into the office, have the motion capture team set them up and, put the suit on and put the dots on them and all that. And then the ridiculous amounts of money that's spent on capturing the motion in the first place with all the cameras, they have them act out the scenes. It's like, oh man, come on, 2K. Like, damn. We're not even entertained. It's not good. Can somebody tell, email, something, sound off, alert? I don't know. Somebody tell them, yo, it's not working. That My Career storyline does not work for a lot of people. And the people that are not bothered by it are just accepting it for the most part. It's not like there's a lot of people out there that will come out and, at least in my opinion, I could be wrong about this. Maybe a lot of you goofies out there are right now saying, I loved the My Career storyline. I'm going to play it again just to see the cutscenes. So if they're investing all this time, and this is the reason why we don't have access to Mike Wang as of right now, and they're investing all this time, then if that was completely eliminated, would the gameplay be so much better? I like the college gameplay. Money on cinematics for story. Facts. Bro, they have a team of writers write this BS facts. Yeah, they're like, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's put this in there. It's gimmicky for sure. I think that's never discussed how NBA 2K is doing. PGA and WWE start out with 85 bill and grind up. It's crazy what they're doing to us. Well, when one gaming company finds success in the formulas to generate microtransactions, then usually a lot of other companies will follow suit. But there's always like a thin line that you don't want to cross. It's like a dark side that limits your longevity. There's always like I think 2K has already crossed over. I think they're just good at finessing, but I think the community in itself is quickly realizing, like, hold on, yeah, finessing us. What happens is it feels like 2K has already crossed over into that dark side. And when you cross in that dark side, it gets very strange on that dark side, where anything can happen from one year to the next. And I think 2K making that move to cross over into the dark side and say we're putting money over the player experience may lead to either competition coming into play down the line or sooner than later, or may lead to a collapse. Because when you prioritize money over everything, you lose sight of the whole reasoning behind making the game great in the first place. And the gameplay, in my opinion, should always lead to transactions, will naturally and organically lead to the transactions needed to succeed, because the gameplay is so engrossing. You feel what I'm saying? So when someone's connected to the gameplay, it creates sentimental value, and those ties are something that you can never get rid of. Like a lot of us, a lot of us older folks have super heavy connections to games that we can't even put on today. Like these games look so terrible that we can't even barely play them today because of what we've been accustomed to. But the ties that those have to us, sentimental, like the sentimental value those older games have with us, never forgotten. Like we could give you, like I could give you codes to Contra. You get what I mean to say? And people don't even know what the hell Contra is right now. They're like, what the hell is Contra? Go look up Contra, and there was always a code that you put in to do a glitch. Double Dribble. I mean, these are games where you can't put a price on. And I think 2K is just forgetting that whole concept. 2K used to be a game that you couldn't put a price on. When that joint came out on Dreamcast, it was like, wow, this is where we're headed. But even if you appreciate the 99-cent super chat, Ugly. Thank you, man. But all you could go on YouTube. They have videos of like the older NBA 2Ks. I promise you that when that joint dropped, the reaction was wow compared to what we had. But if you look back on them right now, you would think, hell no, I played that. it's like polygon type of just wildly different look. So 2K is focused. They spent a lot of time focusing on aesthetic, and it seemed to be that when they back then they felt like they had gameplay locked in, so they were trying to focus on aesthetic. And then somewhere along the way, they prioritized aesthetic over gameplay, where they already had it locked in. It feels like they already had gameplay locked in. And yeah, focus on aesthetic, make sure, we get a good environment and things like that, because that used to be the biggest complaint from the 2K community. Gameplay was awesome back then. Buddha Blessed, Contra Code. You feel what I'm saying? Like the real ones know. The real ones know, man. It costed me $58,000 to go from 98 to 99. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. 58,000 to go from 98 to 99. I spent so much money on 2K this year that I never even paid attention to the individual outside of me making that video of how much a build costs. I'm saying when I was actually upgrading my player, I just always made sure like I have at least 450,000 in my 2K thing. I wasn't even thinking about it. It's like when you know something is expensive, you don't even expect anything less. So you just make sure you got the budget for whatever you need. So I wouldn't even think about it. I just, all right, if VC's getting low, I'll plug another 100 in there. Insane. But they lost all of that from me because of the gameplay. 2K, you could have gotten, no lie, by the end of the year, if the gameplay was good, like in the beginning of the year, the way I was going, 2K, you could have gotten some like 5,000 or more from me alone. From me alone in this annual cycle. But you sacrifice the gameplay. And now I no longer, rarely, if ever, I'm going to try my best to get back on the game. But I just re-downloaded it yesterday. You lost that. I almost refuse. And because I'm not getting on the game nearly as often, I have no reason to buy VC. So you lost that, 2K. And I'm sure the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not like, I'm a big man. You lost me, 2K. I don't think highly like that about myself in this, in that sense. What I'm saying is if you lost me, then you lost a lot of people like me. People who have less tolerance for the BS. A lot. You must have lost a lot of people, because I'm like, all right, first of all, there's not a lot of people out there who have an incentive like me. I have an incentive to play the game because I create 2K content, right? There's not a lot of people who have that incentive alone to play the game. So if you lost me, you lost a lot of people like me. And I think folks need to consider that. I think folks need to hit the lab again and really take that into consideration that, yeah, we know marketing. Hey, marketing, we know that you guys want us to do this, but trust me, if we make the game freaking awesome, they're going to stay on the game the whole year. Nobody's going to quit. Nobody's going to stop playing. Just make it awesome for them. Really deep dive into the gameplay mechanics. Really make sure incentives that entice more gameplay are in place. Hopefully you guys caught that, because I really mean the words that I say. There has to be, I think it was the creator of Nintendo, or just, I don't know if Mario, but anyway, it was something to do with Mario. And the dude it might have been the creator of Mario. And he was talking, I saw an interview where he was talking, explaining what keeps the players hooked to this video game for so many years. And one of his answers it's not verbatim, but one of his answers were that he always knew how to incentivize gameplay. So psychologically, they will continuously incentivize your gameplay, which is why when you're playing Mario, you're always getting a coin. Just recently, I got through playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. And one of the most amazing things about that game is that you could look off in the distance and say, I want to go there. And you could dead spend your day traveling to get there. Traveling, and there's so much along the way that you go off track. But no matter where you went or what you did, there was always like a present waiting for you. So if you go off into the middle of the desert, there's going to be treasure chests digged in the sand. So you're always forced to explore. Your almost every action is incentivized, and you start thinking, what's over there? So you continue looking, you continue searching, you continue playing. And it's such a good formula to have, you know what I mean? And if 2K understood that formula, then you will get overly compensated because it's actually virtual compensation, 2K. So you would get overly compensated for winning that My Career game, overly compensated for doing particular tasks in 2K. So that way you always have an abundance. You get what I mean to say? And there's something about games like Zelda and Mario that get that they understand that. You always want to incentivize. Stop being stingy. You always want to incentivize the gaming experience. That's what's going to create a long-lasting relationship between you and your player base. I'm a god on War of Ragnarok. Though the Breath of the Wild was definitely goated. All city over Mike Wang for that. Hell nah, I don't know nothing about developing no game. And I would have done flipped out already. How about y'all come do this game? I would have done flipped out. How about y'all come make a video game? How would you make it? But you know, I truly believe it's not Mike Wang's fault per se. I truly believe that because if you understand the office environment, you get it. Like if some of you guys are in corporate, you get exactly what I'm about to reference here. There's a higher up that tells these folks, nah, if it's not going to equal money, then we can't go that route. So I'm sure a ton of ideas are created and trying to push through, but I'm almost certain that the development team doesn't have nearly as much freedom as we want to believe that they have, because almost everything that they create has to somehow lead toward generating a microtransaction. If I'm mistaken about that, I'll accept that. But if you know business, you know, and 2K is a business first. Using the game, and the game doesn't require a microtransaction. Whoever is higher up need to be fired. You know, higher ups don't focus on, higher ups don't even, all right, but imagine this, y'all. You got to put your business hat on. You're making tons of money. Tons of money. And you're 20 years in. If for some strange each year you break records, each year consecutively, just break records. Imagine you don't play this game. You only know it as a product that has generated a tremendous amount of success. So you don't play the game at all. You don't know nothing about the game. You're just a businessman going to work, looking at the black and white numbers. And then one quarter, you see red. You're just like, oh, hell nah. How the hell did we not generate the same amount as last year if consistently we've been generating or breaking those records that we had from the previous year? As a businessman, you're going to be like, oh, hell no. March down to whoever's creating this game or talk to whoever creates this game. Something happened. Something happened. Because that's you see it in the numbers. So of course there's a meeting that has to happen. They got to figure out why the player base did not generate nearly as many microtransactions, and they worked towards whatever formula gave them success the year prior. And they consistently pushed the limit gradually. 5-year plan. This is what we're going to do. Push that limit. And if you guys don't know, Ronnie 2K said this year that the money that we spent is nothing. Like in Ronnie 2K's mind, he didn't understand. Like, not only did he not understand, it was almost out of his complete grasp of comprehension. The idea of how much money we're spending on the game was met by a response from Ronnie 2K saying, y'all go to the movies, y'all spend money like nothing to be entertained. This is entertainment. He actually thought that the money that we're spending on 2K is too little because their product is too great. His response was they're giving us hundreds upon hundreds of hours of entertainment, and that's completely subjective. Because we spend $20 to go to the movies for 2 hours. This is what Ronnie 2K said. If we spend that money to go to the movies for 2 hours, then imagine a product that's giving you hundreds upon hundreds of hours of entertainment. Ronnie 2K's response. What that tells me is that if you can't even grasp the idea that each consumer is spending, each player is spending way too much money on a video game, then that, in my opinion, means that their intention is to get us to spend even more money down the line. Yeah, how you know people are going out to the movies? Facts. And I think a lot of people feel like that. This 2K ain't entertaining. I think most people watch Netflix. I kind of feel the same way. I'm not tired of people complaining. I don't agree with how much money people have to spend on games, especially when I come from an era where I didn't have much growing up. And if you took me out from my era and put me in this era, I wouldn't be able to afford 2K. I wouldn't be able to play this game. So I don't think it's right what's happening. But yeah, I'm not with the complaining about. I don't agree as well. Just, you shouldn't just be complaining. You don't speak about something just to speak about it. You say, well, is there a possibility? One for me explaining this stuff is like, well, in case you guys don't know, then this is the reason why these things may be happening. And this is the reason why it's only going to get more expensive to play 2K. And then from there, we make a decision. Do we continue playing 2K? You see, what I know is that there's always going to be competition, right? That's one thing. 2K doesn't have direct competition, but there are other titles out there that could take somebody away from a game like 2K, especially when 2K isn't doing much to hold on to us. In fact, they're slapping us in the face like, I dare you go. But the fact is, there's always going to be other competitors in gaming who create amazing experiences, similar to Zelda Breath of the Wild taking me off of 2K this year. And Zelda Breath of the Wild is 5 years old. I was super late to playing that game, trying it. I just recently got the Switch, so I decided to try it. And that joint hooked me in, put me in a chokehold, said, nah, you ain't going nowhere. And it was such a fun experience. It was just such an amazing experience. And it reinvigorated my will to play games from developers that show the care, show the respect that they have for your time. Show, like, there was instances in my experience playing Zelda, and I don't mean to keep harping on this, but I want to give you guys something to, like, a nugget to think about. There was experiences that I had in Zelda Breath of the Wild where I was traveling to a particular area, And as I'm traveling there, I'm seeing it would be insane if these developers actually put some sort of reward in this area. Because I'm thinking I'm traveling so far and it's so out the way that you would think it's just empty space. Like the developers ain't gonna put nothing here. You know, developers ain't gonna put no real reward in this area. And then you end up finding like maybe one of the biggest rewards because of your time spent exploring. The developers really loved that product to the point that they put it there, even though 98% of players would never go and check there. And that's the care that I think 2K needs to put into this game, because the player base, the 2K community is hella invested into their product. Like there's a player base that is super keen on every single motion involved in 2K. Y'all get what I'm saying? They really locked in to learning animation, spending tons. You look at the first legend. Dude ain't take a shower in 2 weeks. Now I'm not really knocking him. Salute to the first legend. But you know, there's people who really sacrifice their health, sacrifice time spent elsewhere to play this game and learn it through and through and be considered the best at whatever it is that they like to do. There's not many games out there where people be like, I gotta practice. Nah, what you doing, B? Nah, I gotta go practice, bro. Yeah, but why you wearing sweats and you putting on your gear and everything? You wearing elbow pads and a headband? Yeah, because I gotta go practice 2K. Dudes are very invested in the game, so I think 2K needs to put that same investment back into their player base like they once did. And it started with gameplay. It started and ended with gameplay. They can't take, you know, let me put this in perspective, yeah. Director Kudo said they can't take much care with a 1-year cycle. And I hear this often that, you know, folks have asked me, dead seriously, have asked me, do you think that if 2K took a year off, they'll be able to develop a better game? Let me put this in perspective, yeah. There's so much better, more better games, more better developed games out there. And I know they don't come out every single year, right? But 2K already has the blueprint, so it's not like they're developing a complete game from scratch every year. They're not going into tons of different motion captures every single year. Like this is why a lot of the player base feels like it's copy and paste. What I mean to say is that there's no limit to the amount of resources that 2K has, confirmed by Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K, and explaining 2K headquarters and the way in which he referenced 2K is that it's its own world. That's how large the machine is backing 2K. There's no limit to the amount of resources that they have. So giving a gaming company with the limitless resources that 2K has a year's time to create a video game that's not even built from scratch should be an easy task because of the endless, limitless amounts of resources that they have. There's no lack of resources that they have. A year is super sufficient amount of time to create an amazing product with the amount of people that are pushing the 2K machine. You know, I know I'm ranting a little bit. I'm not speaking from anger, trust me. I just get that 2K is a business. I'm not speaking from anger. Hopefully this doesn't come across as 2K. Hey, like this guy is done with 2K. I'm not. I've been knew this stuff. We just vibing. We just vibing. Consider this just a vibe out session. We just chilling, sharing frustrations for a product that we once loved and we still invest a lot of our time into. Because I'm definitely not trying to hate. GTA 6, I know GTA 6 is gonna take a lot of people off the game. We played this game for 20 years. Imagine us being there every step of the way, but thinking that the 2K company is the problem and not that we allow as players every year. Yeah, Mac, the black goal is facts because when you're passionate about the game, is speaking is very easy. Is very easy to just speak your experience about the game because you dead seriously want more. You dead seriously want better. You dead seriously has seen it there already. It was like right there, man. We just need 2K. We just need you to make the game look better. Remember, 2K20, the biggest complaint was we're in the same neighborhood. Now the complaints are almost purely gameplay related. And then on the surface level, it's like, man, these season rewards are trash. Some pockets running deep. Big T sip. 2K's tired of the cheese, but don't know what to do. And facts, I think they're tired. They're tired of the cheese as well. They were tired of folks referring to certain aspects of the game as being exploitive. And they try to make adjustments to fix those things. But their answer is so, like, in my opinion, it seems brain dead. It doesn't seem like a collective, a team of people came together to generate the answers that they provide us. So, for instance, to eliminate the left-right cheese, they don't think, well, let's just make the defense a little faster in their lateral movement. The problem with the left-right speed boosting cheese was the fact that the offensive player got a speed boost. Do you understand that? So that was the cheesy part of the left-right cheese, or the Derrick Rose joint. They ended up getting a speed boost. When I'm referencing the word speed boost, I mean they actually got a boost in their speed, which the defensive player, their opponent, their matchup, wasn't afforded that same speed boost. So that was the problem. If I'm trying to address that problem, what would I say? If I got a team of people trying to address that problem, I would think that somebody will come up with the idea of, well, make the defensive player faster. It's so mind-numbing confusing to me because that would be my immediate thought. If the offensive player gets faster for a certain second, let the defensive player get faster as well. And then everything is great. Then it'll be a cat and mouse game between the offensive player and the defensive player. And it's not a slowdown in speed. But 2K23's answer was slow them down. It makes the defense look faster. Nah, you're not tricking me. You're not tricking a lot of us. Number one, GTA 5, the top 10 games. Actually, defense on your build and good physicals, it don't matter. You said what? But if you had actually defense on your build and good physicals, it didn't matter. Facts, yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to get at here. That's facts. Spaceship legit. Left-right cheese didn't matter if you could have the best defensive build out there. That left-right cheese was the fact that you get a speed boost. The fact that you got a speed boost. What I'm saying here is the way in which to fix that problem is give a speed boost to the defender. So in other words, if you're a defender, the offensive player is about to go into a speed boost because you learned the animations. They're about to go into a speed boost. Now I can activate my speed boost and still meet. And then it becomes a cat and mouse game. And that's where strategy comes into play. You're guessing which one is going to get a speed boost. All right, he got a speed boost. Now I'm going to get a speed boost. And the creators never play basketball. They're over there thinking the gameplay need to be more simple. Simple is always a good way to go. It's always, it's always good to consider simple. But that's what makes me think like, the simple answer to the problem that was exploiting 2K mechanics was right in front of them and they chose to go a whole different route. Good players with bums. That's not even trying to really play in the rec center. There's a gem. He just said facts. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Mac. But yeah, because you sometimes the answers seem like they're right in front of our face, and I can't imagine what those developers go through. I'm not trying to even speak. I don't want to speak from a position that I could take a developer's place. That is never even on my mind. Like I am not speaking from I am not trying to diminish their smarts and their ability to create a great product, but sometimes they're probably just too close to the project. You ever heard that saying where somebody's too close to the project that sometimes when you just take a step back, you know, you can see things from a different lens? The answers are right there, and the player base is always going to like speed. Like they're always going to like speed in the game. Yeah, over processed facts. We need your bag. We need you back on the game, fam. Yeah, I've been, I'm considering getting back on and playing. I was going through some of my highlights and cutting them up. I was thinking maybe I could play some of that. I killed this dude. Yeah, let me do this here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could pull up. I don't know if it'll come up. Let me put it on and see if it'll come up. Because I want to show this thing here. If I put this up here, I'll wait until it comes up there. I'll wait. See if I'm able to showcase it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Yeah, connected. All right. I wanted to show this joint here. Do I have a full screen? Let me see. All City Gaming, I think is it. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm going to, because I go through my clips and I'm like, damn, you would think the game is amazing. Like it's really dope, like, let me try to put my camera down here real quick. Like some of the animations are dope. Killed them. Woo-wee. That's got to be rewinded. This play right here, though, the clock running down. Right here, I get the rock, the clock, 2 seconds. Oh my God. Man, some of the animations are just like, damn, that's dope. But a lot of the times I watch all your content. You're great. Appreciate that, Slime. But a lot of the damn, killed him again. Hold on a second. I gotta rewind that. Hold on a second. All right, let's see. I think it's here. Hold on a second. I gotta do this. It's not there yet. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Because this. Look at, come back out. Watch this dude with the afro. Whoop. Whoa, where you going, buddy? Where you going, buddy? Oh man, when you look at these animations, sometimes you're like, and look, and left them stunned. Woo. Sometimes it's just dope to see. Let me go back to. Let me put my webcam back up. But yeah, I kind of, there's a part of me that when you look at these clips, you want to get back on the game, but then, sometimes it just gets extra goofy for absolutely no reason. Yeah, they say Steel's nerfed. I haven't been on to check. He said, "Wait, come here, my guy." Yeah, fun times, man. You look at these animations and you monitor your gameplay, and I got all of these highlights going back to the beginning of the year. And then you say, "Oh man, if only we could have that same experience consistently, minus the goofiness, with that level of control. It would be so dope." Let me back out of there and put this down. It would be so dope. Here's some nice highlights. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate you. I got a ton of highlights. Hey, old City Live, have you ever thought about trying out for the NBA for real? Because you have game. Yeah, usually I promise you, if I was taller than 4'11", I would have went to the NBA. They thought I was finna be when I was growing up, and I grew up in New York City. They were already setting me on the path to be the shortest Puerto Rican in the NBA. So I was there, and I was so close. I used to dunk on all 7-footers at 4'11", bro. They used to really think that, he had wings. That guy, all the time, people used to praise me because they think I'm an angel. He must have wings. because he's 4'11" and he's flying over the backboard and coming down to dunk and sit on the rim. Yeah. So if I was taller than 4'11", I know the NBA would have accepted me. It was just the I forgot who was the president of the NBA at that time. I don't know how you refer to him, the commissioner or whatever. But he just couldn't accept how short I was. Yeah, it's just what it is. Hey, if Mike Wang could cap, I could cap too. If Mike Wang could cap. Oh man. Fun times, man. But we've been streaming for a long time, pulling up on 2 hours. We're gonna do this more often, man. I'll connect with y'all. If y'all got a vent, I got a vent. Maybe we could just chill, vibe out. Do this more often, man. Just try to stay connected with y'all. Don't forget, join the Discord if you're looking for players to run with. Stop running with randoms. You know the game is gonna be like a so much more enjoyable experience if you start to get to know folks and connecting with them in order to get on the game. A lot of you folks are antisocial and you need to stop that ish, man. Stop that ish, because the game is so much more fun when you get to know folks. Stop running with randoms. Join our Discord. Connect with. You got to be able to find one out of the 25,000 people in there to connect with. So yeah, join the Discord. Make some good friends. Connect in Discord. You got questions, we got answers. So we're always there, always available. Just check it out. Consider joining. You'll have a much better 2K experience. I'm wishing y'all all safe and blessed the rest of your night. It was dope to connect with y'all again. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll do it all over.